Hey, KMS Rundown listeners. You can find every episode on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube. Prime members can listen ad-free on Amazon Music.
Oh, let's go. Let's go. Take two.
Take two.
Justin, Sheldon, how we doing?
Great.
Been better, believe it
Yeah?
or not.
Hey,
I think I need a new laptop.
Well, I think technical difficulties happen all the time. You survived today, Justin. Today must have been the toughest day on the job, I would think, with all the pressure from the Unnamed Show. So for this to happen tonight, that's no problem. What is
I like to make sure that all the shows I'm on sound good. So I'm kind of stressing right now, but no, I was happy that the Unnamed Show was able to go off without somewhat of a hitch. It was good.
So I was hoping we could get into, and obviously we're not going to put you in a spot where you're going to put you in an uncomfortable situation with Kirk or speak for Kirk, but I'm just curious, like, from your perspective, how nervous were you coming into that show, like the morning of today, like, and then during the show? Because I think that show with Kirk, with Portnoy, with Whitney is going to be a monster, obviously. Like, so is there more nerves going into that today?
I wouldn't say more nerves. I would say that, I mean, there was 25,000 people watching live. It's a big number, but KMS has a ton of views, and I want to make sure always KMS sounds the best that it can. So I don't base that just because of the number of people who are listening to it. Right. But no, the part I was the most nervous about was just Kirk kept saying, "Do you guarantee it will go right? Do you guarantee it will go right throughout the week?" And I was like, I fucking hope so, because there could be an hour compilation of me and Coleman just going, "Yep, no, we guarantee everything's going to go super smooth, everything's going to go great," and that's what I really didn't want biting me in the ass. But no, I was super nervous, but the tech crew in New York knew what they were doing, so it was good.
I know Sheldon and I were curious about this when it comes to, like, the power to be able to bring people on and kick people off. Do you guys, like, have full control of that? Is that's shared, right? So Austin is the one who's bringing in KFC. Really, what my question is why do we have to go 10 minutes and then all of a sudden KFC is there? Like, can't we just have a show without KFC? Come on.
Well, I think because there's so many different people involved in it. I think that, like, one of the people from New York sent out the link to KFC, and then there was a bunch of people backstage who might have been able to join the show. So, like, let's say they were talking about you, Red, and Sheldon. You could both be backstage watching it, and then at any point they would be like, "Okay, let's bring Sheldon on," and they would go boop, it just hop on, just kind of like StreamYard, but except it's with Zoom. So yeah, no, but it was unexpected that KFC jumped on at that point.
Oh, but Kirk was pissed too. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing here?" Like, "Why are you here?"
Right.
And then he comes in, he's like, "I take 0% blame." Really? Okay, you're the one that put those two fucking losers together for a terrible show. Like, what do you even do there? I didn't eat KFC today.
No, I don't think anybody did. I don't think he's very well liked with the Minifans. So that was the only downside, was getting KFC, that because all you want are those three guys going. But
I guess, but wouldn't you say it was, like, good content for him to come on? So he does say that. So he does say that he takes 0% blame, and everyone's like, "Time the fuck out."
Totally.
Like, let's say it's not like they just let him go on a ramp. They pushed back on his shit.
Oh yeah.
I would have liked him to be more blindsided about it. Be like, "Hey, just click this link and come on," and then they just were like yelling at him, not like he's like, "I take 0% blame." Like, shut the fuck up, Kevin, you idiot.
If there's anything that we can get, I'm hoping that we can get that mute button. Maybe when it's time, when it's time to kick somebody, when Kirk says, "All right," and how many times I have to say goodbye to this person before they're gone? Like, whatever that takes, that would be great for him to have.
Whitney was so happy. He was so happy just to sit there and watch it all. He looked like a little kid. He's just like, "God damn it,
perfect." Whitney. And one of the things that unfortunately we don't have the masked dog. We don't have him with us. But one of the notes he did send to me was he found that the Zonk dog from Whitney was pretty funny today. That was a great moment.
I will say, I feel like we have to address this a little bit. I mean, this is the first iteration of this rundown. Obviously, sans Ziggy in 2 weeks, but the rundown did go on. The KMS rundown did go on last week with Hurricane Dave, with Visionless Dave last week. Was that something that you guys agreed with? Something the network did? I mean, like it or not, like that show did create content for the main show. It's how we got the Daver story and all this, the Daver story. Like, I mean, Kirk kicked off the week with the Daver news. So I just wanted to know your guys' thoughts. Like, was it a collaboration between you and VD? Was it just something that he kind of went behind your back and kind of took the name without your permission? Does he have the right to do that? I want to know your guys' thoughts on this.
Justin, I'm glad you asked that question. I know Sheldon.
You look it.
I know Sheldon has some thoughts too. I will say that at no point did we ever think that us taking a week off simply because we had work would turn into that. At no point was I ever, or were we ever consulted on that other part of the rundown coming through. It breaks my heart that somehow we're the rundown and they're the rundown. So now we're all just on the same network doing the show, and now we're sharing this space, I guess. So personally, I don't know how Sheldon feels. Personally, I'd rather just leave the network, but I'll keep jumping through this hoop for the people and keep doing this thing. But
will you at least give like VD like some props for creating good content for the main show?
I mean,
I am a VD guy. I'm a Red guy. I'm a Sheldon guy, but I'm also a VD guy.
I don't know if I'm going to give any credit. I will say it'd be nice if he could land the plane. It takes him a while to get to the point, and it's a long time. It takes a long time to get there. It took about 30 minutes of the KMS show just to get through him saying those things. So it would be nice if he could just land the plane. That's all that I'll say on that. I don't know, Sheldon, if you got anything there.
I was very confused by it all. I'm like, well, we didn't do a show. And then I saw who it was, and I'm like, holy shit. And yeah, I didn't listen because it's not the rundown, but that's either here nor there. And then
don't pull a Dave and pretend like you didn't listen.
No, I didn't listen. I just saw the clips, and fucking BO sucks, dude. Like, you're fucking boring as shit. Like, I know I'm a drip, but my God, you just sitting there and then taking shots and acting all looking confused. Fuck you, dude. You blow. And Little People, Big World guy, he's probably fine. I don't know. But I didn't listen. Wasn't the rundown. I didn't care. What would I care?
Yeah, that's probably true. I did enjoy the Daver content though. That was good. I mean, it sucks for him. I think he got done dirty in that situation, but that's not once you put it on the network, once you put it on the show, like it's open.
It's fair game.
It's fair game. So I feel bad because that happened to him and he took it like that way. But
that was wild.
He didn't have to. Like,
I would say I feel bad he took it that way, but I don't think there was any like malice or like ill will coming from Kirk. It was a stupid like he should have just came on and been like, yeah, I never placed the bet. I'm a shithead. I thought I could make an easy $60. I didn't think it would hit. It hit. Blah blah blah. I mean, he handled it terribly, and I think we can all agree when he called in that second time and he said, "Oh, FYI, I just remember this off the top of my head. I also borrowed some money from Emo." That was complete bullshit.
Oh, and when he had to check, he was like, "Oh, let me think about that. Let me check." Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I did. Like, so it was like the whole time.
Checks notes. Yeah, and I asked him for another 800, but he didn't give it to me.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. It's like it's not just Kirk was saying it's like $100 or whatever it is. Like, it's a huge sum of money. It's wild to be asking these things from people that you don't really know. Like, that's the thing, is just it's a strange thing. Like, I've known Sheldon for a while now. We've met each other in person. At no point would I ask him for $500 for anything. Like, that's insane. I couldn't ask my family members for that amount of money.
I'd be fucking homeless before I asked anybody for $500, much less $1,500. It's fucking nuts.
I think one of the main problems from that story isn't necessarily the amount he asked it for. It was what he asked it for. He said he's going to a bachelor party. And like Kirk said, like, I get it. If someone's sick or you need money for something and you need it, like, I understand asking someone for something. You know, would I ask a fellow fan of a podcast? Probably not. I'd probably go to someone I'm close with and someone I know who has money like that. I couldn't ask for a bachelor party. I couldn't be like, hey, I have some money coming in. I need $500, to go down to Atlantic City and, throw some ones and play some blackjack. It's just
Right.
it's just a tough look.
The whole thing was wild, to be honest with you. When you guys were playing it on the main show, I was like, what is he talking about?
Well, for anybody that knows Dave or who's been around him, I assume that $500, at least $300 of it went to cologne for the bachelor party. if you've been around him at all, the man he's got a strong smell to him, whatever that is. So,
And now I guess he's gone.
and
that is probably the biggest takeaway, is that he's not taking this well, and it seems that Quantum Kirk is no more, which is sad, because I actually enjoyed Quantum Kirk. I like going back, listening to the old episodes,
absolutely
hearing people's takes on them, especially like the early episodes. You just hear it in like 2019, the Red 13. It's crazy that the show's been going on for almost 5 years now. That like you hear, like, Kirk's voice sounds different, Mike's voice sounds different. It's just like it's going like in a time machine.
Yeah, Mike.
It's nuts.
Yeah, Mike sounds so much older than he did back then. It's
Yes.
wild. Like, especially Mike does. I don't know what that is, but
Which is weird. Like, all he does is take vacations and record podcasts. Like he should be the most relaxed guy in the world.
oh yeah, but just the sound of his voice sounds older. You know what I mean? Like it is strange how that happens. So I guess since we have gotten into this a little bit, I do want to thank you, Justin, for at least having our back in that moment to say, well, this was a replacement rundown. So I want to thank you for that. Even that little bit helps us, keeps us out there. I hope we can continue to do this show. I don't anticipate we will be able to, because I don't know how this is going to exist with 2 KMS rundowns going forward, but we'll see what happens. Who knows? When it comes to Menners and everything that he's doing behind the scenes, I did want to mention with those DMs. Thank you for bringing that up on the show, Justin. That was absolutely something that was sent to me. I have it sourced. I have confirmed it. And that was something from back in the day. So not when he was a CEO now, but a few years ago with some of the network shows. He did DM someone that I don't want to name, but he did DM them and ask them to start up some fake beef with his group of 3 guys there that he was doing it with. And so, I don't know what that says about our CEO trying to start up fake drama, but it's not a good sign. But it's not something that I'm surprised by at all. But it is what it is. He's not my CEO.
Who is your CEO?
My CEO? Well, that's Ziggy.
Yes.
Ziggy's my
Okay.
CEO for sure. So, I mean, that's the guy I report to. That's my network.
And Menners did have a really good cricket call that I do enjoy the drop of. Oh,
That's
it's down
true.
Sydney Road. Oh, it hit a car.
Yeah, that is a great drop. So that is his best addition to KMS for sure. So he's not my guy. I don't know how you feel about Menners at all, Justin.
I like Menners. I just think that sometimes he just takes his job not too seriously, but sometimes you just hear these on these hour-long what is it? What is the show? Not Midget CEO?
No, it's Tiny CEO.
Tiny
I thought it was
CEO. I'm sorry.
waddling CEO is what I thought.
I'm
it was.
sorry.
Okay, yeah.
Tiny CEO. I legitimately
Okay.
forgot there.
No
Tiny
next
CEO.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah.
where he goes on these, and he'll just start going on these rants. He's like, oh, there's some great, he's like, I don't know why Kirk isn't talking about the network more. And it's like, I don't know. Kirk talks about the network as much as he wants to talk about the network. When a story comes up, like the Daver story that he's interested in, it's great. But to think that like Kirk, like it's required that he goes on and he talks about the gambling shows or some of the smaller things that happen, or the shows that literally just recap the week. I don't know what you want him to say on that. So I do think Manners has done a great job with the network, but sometimes it's just like we get it. We get you think that the network should be the number one topic on KMS every day, but it's not. And you have to come to terms with that.
You mentioned the other day, you're like, it doesn't seem like Menners just does shows talking about how great the network is and that more people should listen to it. Like, yeah, we fucking get it, Menners. My God.
Hey,
listen,
hey, the network's never been stronger, Sheldon. I don't know what you're trying to pull here. Okay?
But also, I also go.
Thank you, Joe.
I go against that too. The network has been stronger in 2020 and 2019. It was thriving. Mike and the Minifans would get like 10,000 views. So the network has been stronger.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. It's strong. It's strong. It's big. It's big and strong, and it's never been better. And it's going to continue to get better, actually. Okay. They're going to add another producer in there. Big things are happening on the network, guys.
Yes, they're hiring an associate producer.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
exciting.
It's
Gus.
great. Yeah, Gus. Yeah, that would be great. So when it comes to, we've talked about a little bit about Daver. I'm going to include him into this third chair conversation. I wanted to talk about Daver, Mick, Montante, Mayo, Gig, all guys that have come up this week one way or another. Mike, here's what I don't understand is, and you see it with Barstool Nate, is why do these guys take themselves so seriously where they can't be the butt of the joke one way or another? And I could see like the sensitivities online, as we've seen with Daver, we've seen it with Mick in the past, and Montante, and a little bit with Mayo. Mayo seemed to be taking his podcast very seriously today, Justin. A little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say I actually thought Mayo did a pretty good job talking about his podcast, in the fact that I thought he was going to come in and be like, we're not talking about this at all. Like, I feel like that's what 2020 Mayo, 2021 Mayo would have like been like, we're not talking about this. He wouldn't have come in. He wouldn't have discussed it. He was pretty open about it. Like, he gave the prices on his things. I thought he wasn't terrible. And I mean, it's a boring podcast. It's not it's a learning podcast for, companies to grow their brand and become better, like, teammates together. It's not an entertainment podcast. Trust me, I listened to all 4 episodes trying to get clips from it, and it's fucking brutal. But no, I think Mayo actually did a pretty good job. I mean, I understand like it is his job, but he was kind of poking fun at himself, but like there wasn't too much to take from that podcast. But no, he actually surpassed my expectations. I thought he was going to come in today and be like, "No, we're not talking about this. I don't want to do this."
What was the quote that stood out to you, Sheldon? What was Mayo's quote on his podcast?
Oh, when he compared his shitty business to a therapy, it's like the same thing. Like, I'm just telling people how to run a business. It's like therapy. You go to therapy, right, Kirk? You dummy. Yeah, we get it. He's a dumber, uglier version of Billy Mays. I wish he was still here and not Mayo. Okay, because holy shit, dude. Remember, he said today that Kirk made him quit his job, him and Featherston. And then Justin freaked out, and then he's like, "Okay, well, I didn't really mean that."
Yeah, see that's where it slips in, that little cunty Mayo. You're like,
off.
"Oh yeah, there's the Mayo I know and fucking hate." The guy was like,
"I quit my job because of you guys." Like, shut the fuck up, Mayo.
Also, like,
God.
and if you did, that's fine. What are you doing here? Like, if it affected you so much that you had to quit your job and do these things, but whatever. But he did backpedal on that.
If he didn't, I'm pretty sure Kirk would have killed him.
That was a low moment for my guy. I know, Justin, you've seen Mayo, you've seen Jeff D. Lowe. I'm curious. This is very important to Mayo. Mayo is confident that he is skinnier than Jeff D. Lowe. Can you confirm for us which one is actually skinnier? Because Mayo looks fatter to me than Jeff D. Lowe.
Maybe I wouldn't call him fat. So the thing with Jeff D. Lowe is
fatter is what I'm saying. Fatter than Jeff.
The thing with Jeff D. Lowe is, and especially when it comes to weight, the last time I saw Jeff D. Lowe in person was Barstool Idol 2022. So I'm trying to think back of, like, I mean, obviously he'll be the first to tell you that he didn't look great in the Surviving Barstool thing like that. But I would say Jeff D. Lowe's probably skinnier than him and in better shape.
Oh no!
Than Andy Mayo, but I also wouldn't say either of them are in bad shape.
Okay, well, that's very kind of you. I look at him and I see that, and I also like that Mayo's bar for health is Jeff D. Lowe, and he feels like he has surpassed him there.
That is a weird. It's like it's like, do you fall below or above the Jeff D. Lowe line? I guess
the Mendoza line, the Jeff D. Lowe line of fat is where he's at.
Okay, so we can agree the pizza guy and John and Warren were the best third chairs this week. We got it.
Listen, I love John. John had good questions today. He really did.
I like John. I mean, he's like Patrick Ford, and I really hope they come out with their drip show, because I will listen to that. I'm not 100%.
It would be something smooth. I think totally. My question for Justin, this came up on the show. I'm a fan of Gig. Gig is our guy. I know Sheldon is as well. I got the impression that maybe, just maybe, that you might have been critical of Gig, sure, no doubt. But do you think anybody else on the show was also critical of Gig? Because I feel like there was some more talk in the room about some dislike for Gig's appearance on Friday. Was it just you? You couldn't have been the only one critical of Gig, is what I'm asking. Is there anybody else who was?
I think Coleman also said that he was very on. I think Kirk did say that he's like Will's father. He was just very on. It was just kind of like he was on, but like he gets the show. So I mean, I'm not saying I love Gig, but I do think his appearance wasn't wasn't breathtaking or anything. But yeah, but like Kirk said, he's like I don't know. He was like a relative of Will.
Yeah. Yeah, and which I don't take that as an insult because I'm a Will guy. I love Will. I know Sheldon's maybe not the biggest fan, but I love Will. Will's, yeah, maybe not. That's okay.
I will say I think Gig's like one of the best Twitter follows.
Oh, he's fantastic. He's fantastic. So we're going to give him his flowers for that. I'm going to take umbrage a little bit because there was comments about this whole Daver situation and how Montante is handling it. And I don't get the impression that Montante is actually leaning into this Daver joke or, allowing it to kind of go off without him. It feels like he has Daver's back in this. And I don't know that Montante is actually in on the joke. I don't know if your DMs or conversations on the side have said otherwise here, Justin, but I don't know that Montante is actually kind of leaning into this like Kirk said that he did.
I don't know. I haven't really had much conversation with Montante about this. So if I said anything, I'd just be pulling things out of my ass.
Right. Okay. All right. Because I worry about these guys. Like there's an opportunity for them to be funny, to have fun, to be a show joke, to be the butt of the joke. I think you do a great job of doing that. I think Coleman actually does a great job of doing that. I worry about these guys that are coming in. I think
Montante does a good job. I think Montante does a good job of being the butt of a joke. I think he has no problem with that. I think someone like Daver obviously definitely has an issue with that, but that's his prerogative. That's how it is.
I always defend Montante on here. I'm not going to do it again. You already know my thoughts about it. So like I could talk so much shit about him and he would take it. It's fine.
So I another Ziggy note that I had, or a question that he had, and I thought this was a good one. Justin, you don't have to share specifics on this as far as the DMs from the people. I was wondering if you could give us a couple of specific DMs that you've seen in the show account that are like some of the funniest or saddest or just ones that made your jaw drop, because it was revealing that Kirk said that he's gotten DMs from people asking for money in the past.
Wild.
And that bums me out. I hate to hear that because that's somebody who like obviously shouldn't be doing that. But I didn't know if there was like DMs that you've seen in the past from the show account that you thought, man, this is the craziest thing. If you had any examples of them, like what are these people saying to you guys?
Not really. For the most part, it's just people saying like they love the show, great job, love Kirk. Sometimes you get like the people like I'm going through a tough time and they're reaching out to Kirk. I don't respond to those. Those are for Kirk. And then a lot of times it's just like stories or clips like, hey, did you see this? Hey, did you see that? Yeah. Hey, I really wouldn't say I'm just thinking of anything crazy.
Are there any like Minifans who are sending you guys nudes or what are they, like, or like trying to do like links that are fishing for you guys? And like, what do they? Not that I can weird stuff.
Not that I can remember or really think of, to be completely honest with
like
you.
Kevin from Bristol sent us balls, right? He had to have.
Maybe once. I will say like the like honestly the weirdest DMs I would ever get was from Bonus Salad. He would send me like paragraphs and paragraphs of why it's Titty fucking Tuesday and things like that. And I'd be like, yeah, man, I don't know what to tell you. And he'd be like, awesome, I'll report back to you. And I'm like, okay. So, but no, for the most part, I mean, it's just people being just doing normal DMs.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, I don't have access. I don't know what Kirk's personal Twitter is. I'm sure that's full of other fun
I
things.
can't imagine. Like I just wonder, like with the fan base too, like it must be like a constant every morning you're waking up and there must be like something else that's popping in there, right? Like it's got to be wild, I'm sure. Because I even like as a Minifan, every once in a while you'll get some DMs from some people that is just off the wall, but nobody's asked me for money yet, which is great. So
I guess, but for the most part, it's really just people trying to help out the show. Hey, have you seen this? Hey, this is this with the Cullen story. You know, it's just people just trying to help the show out.
yeah. So since you've started, you've done a great job on the KMS Twitter account of kind of digging up some Coleman tweets. Earlier this week, you were on a heater of digging up some of these Keegs tweets and everything else, the Biden, Mamala, all this stuff.
I didn't find that one.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like all these tweets that have come up, and you found some good ones. Quote tweeted them with the show account. I'm assuming that you've done that.
Mm-hmm.
Since you've done that, the Len conversation has gone away. You know, the calling you Len has gone away. Is that is that something that you take pride in? Was that something motivated you to maybe get these Len accusations out of the way?
No, I mean when I started when I just searched Coleman's thing for Keegs was on the show Monday or Tuesday when Kelly replied to that, and then I thought to myself like, oh, I wonder what like other replies Coleman has said to Kelly in the past. So, but no, I would say that the Len nickname didn't really motivate me.
No.
In any way.
And Len's gone away. It feels like Len's not coming back. I feel like you're back.
I don't know. We'll see. I'm always just going to try to do my best and help the show. So
I've liked the show Twitter account, and I always know when Justin's doing it too. Like passive aggressive Justin, like that response to Snell last night, it had me fucking dying. When you're like, please credit him. It's very important that you credit him for this. And I'm like, oh, there's Justin.
So we've been talking about DMs for a little bit here. My last question on some DMs. When it comes to Ziggy, he seems to be a bit of a DM whisperer. He seems to have the ear of Kirk sometimes. He's trying to stir up shit. What do the DMs with Ziggy look like with you, Justin? Like, what is he? Is it like motivational? I know he's taking credit. He's taken credit here on the show in the past for getting you into this spot, and we're all happy that you're back on the show. But he's kind of taking credit for that. So I'm wondering, like, what exactly is he DMing you?
Can you hear that?
No.
Okay, good.
Okay. So
okay.
What is he DMing you? What's going on there with Ziggy?
Is the reason you had me on just to try to get everyone's DMs? People DMing me. You want to know? I want to know.
I want to know what Ziggy is saying. That's what I want to know. That's what we all want to know. Beanbag Ron wants to know. We all want to know. What's this guy in this mask DMing?
Ziggy, for the most part, is just like any other Minifan. He just wants to make the show better. He'll send me, "Hey, did you see this? Hey, good job on this. Hey, We're trying to do this for the rundown. Where I'm thinking of this. He's just normal stuff.
Okay.
I hate this. I wanted to bury Ziggy. So
I know. Ziggy's not here. We want to bury him, Justin. Come on, man. Give it to us. Give us the dirt.
If you want to bury Ziggy, you should go on the other rundown.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Wow.
You guys, VD will bury Ziggy with you.
Yeah, that's true. We're trying to do it in a fun way, but okay, fine.
Fucking Len ruined it.
Fucking Len. God damn it. Well, now I don't even know where to go from here. Man, Justin, you killed us. All right. Well, then fine. All right. Bad parody songs. Let's go. How many more can we get? And can I put a request out there for bad parody songs? Can people please send more bad parody songs? I love it when you guys play them until the end. Sheldon, do you prefer when they play the bad parody songs all the way through, or do you like the cutoff there?
I really hated that song today, and then I really loved it by the end. So I liked when they played it all the way through. And now I would like to request a song that's by the great American country artist, Toby Keith, for the next one. Oh. So whoever you are out there, I would like one. And I'm sure Kirk would love it too.
I personally love the bad parody songs. I'm a guy who like gets off on cringe. I saw you guys, I believe in your first episode back, when I brought up Ziggy's parody song, Blind Mike's Pity, I believe Sheldon, you at one point was like, no, I think Justin actually really liked that song. And I don't know in what world do you think I was like, this is actually pretty good. I've tweeted that out before. It's not the last time I'll tweet it out. It's a great parody song. You're it might not be great, but I cannot listen to it without a smile on my face.
Okay.
You're like, oh yeah, Ziggy Robinson, he's got some bangers, and we're like, what? Like,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
he doesn't. Oh god, we found. And then you started playing it in the studio. We're like, holy shit.
I think that's the toughest part is I never know, Justin, when you're joking or when you're serious. Like I have no idea.
Oh well, I love Ziggy. Keep the parody songs going.
Okay. All right. He mentioned that maybe there was a slip up there. One of the points that he liked was there was, I think you were trying to say Crohn's disease, but you might have said Crohn's disease. Is that something that came up on the show today?
Did that come on the show today? Crohn's disease?
Was there a Crohn's disease in there? I felt like there might have been a misstep there. That was one of the random notes that he had. So I wanted to throw that out there too.
Oh, maybe. I probably said Crohn's instead of Crohn's, but I don't know. I say stupid shit all the time, so I slip up like that. I wouldn't doubt it.
Well, listen, we've all been there. God knows. Sheldon, do you have any other random notes that I've been kind of going through a little bit here? I didn't know if you had anything else.
Random notes. So like Coleman got buried for 2 days with Justin's help, and I know he loved it, and Kirk loved and hated it. But even when he's getting buried, he can drop those drops in perfect timing. Like, and just to bury him yesterday, it was so goddamn funny. I was dying. Oh god, I hit a car.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's gotten good on those drops.
Yeah, I think Coleman's really taking it. Like he'll say like, yeah, it's just cringy old tweets of me just trying to like wave my hands at Barstool people. So I mean, he's not denying it. I will say I do think that Kirk is right about like all of these old like trying to be like the nice guy. It was all just to get. You're in college. You're surrounded by liberal women who you know want to go marching and want to do this and want to seem like good people. You're just trying to seem empathetic to these liberal women. It's fine. Just say it.
Right.
I just needed him to admit he was trying to fuck, but he won't do it.
Exactly.
That's literally the only reason to do it, because otherwise those thoughts are stupid. And even he knows that now, and he's only 23.
That video on the dating advice, I don't know how old he was in that video, but his dating advice is so bad. Like, it just comes off as a guy who's completely white knighting. It's like it takes Clemmer in the New York City office to a whole nother level as far as like just trying to stick up for women and being whatever he's trying to be. He's trying way too hard in that. And
that's just being a stupid 21-year-old. Like, we've all done that. It's just, it sucks that it's like out there, but it's he took it with he took it with playfully. He was great on it. He wasn't like pouty or anything like that. So I think Coleman did a good job this week.
I think he's taken a lot of swings at him, and he's taken them all, and he still just rolls with it. Yeah, he's seen pouty a couple times, which if you're getting bludgeoned over and over and over, you will. So
totally. I'm curious too, like the Coleman Justin dynamic. I'm really enjoying. You guys seem to be getting along really well, and also kind of needling each other a little bit. It sounds like you guys both want to drive this RV.
Oof.
And
yeah, that can be big.
There's going to be a lot of tension here, Justin. How are you going to handle this? Like, what is there going to be like rock, paper, scissors? What do you guys got? How are you guys going to handle this shit?
I don't know. There's going to be rock, paper, scissors. I think it's going to be Justin driving, but
Justin driving. Okay. So then, I mean, who's controlling the music in this scenario? Like, are you?
Ooh, that's a good point. We might have to switch off here and there because I don't know if I can listen to whatever artist he'll be trying to play for the entire time. But yeah, maybe he can drive an hour or two.
All right, maybe you'll give.
Just thinking about Gus doing edibles and kind of be like, Justin, like, right. You got to do this. We're like, oh my god, shut the fuck up, Gus.
Yeah, that's gonna be great with you three in that RV. I can't wait for it. I think you guys will get a pretty good deal on this thing too, because like you said, it's not that expensive to have the RV. But I mean, think about it. You guys can get Barstool, KMS plastered all over that RV. You can have all kinds of stuff to be able to pay this thing off and be able to get that free ride, man. Like, that's going to be, you guys are going to have a time, and there's going to be content for days in that thing. I can't imagine Can't imagine what it's going to smell like by the end of it. But you guys are going to have some fun.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Well, hopefully everything comes together.
I got a question for Justin. So, how shocked were you when you saw Joe that he's only 38? Because I mean, the guy looks 70.
Yeah, like I said, I probably would have guessed because I did. Obviously, I knew beforehand that he had cancer. I would have guessed that he was in his like late 40s, early 50s. So, but I'm also bad when it comes to like guessing people's ages. But yeah, when he said 38, I was like, Jesus. Then it's like, fuck, that's like almost a little over 10 years older than me. And he did look like, oh, it just breaks my heart to think about like
And you still gave him the papers to sign his life away in British Columbia.
I did. I was like, hey, if you want to do this, do it.
Oh my God.
And I can't remember how early did he walk in compared to when Kirk got there? Was it like how much? What was the time difference on that when he walked in for the show?
Like 20 minutes.
20 minutes. So you see him. I'm envisioning you like see him coming down the hallway. I mean,
I was in the producer area. Sheldon, you've been back there, and he just kind of like walks in, and then he goes to the producer area and it shakes my hand. I didn't see him walk in.
Okay.
But
that is so wild. Like I can't imagine you're picturing this guy coming in and seeing, Benjamin Button,
yeah,
walking down the hallway.
It was a little shocking to say the least, but I think he actually did a pretty good job.
I thought he did too.
Oh yeah.
He wasn't really looking for sympathy. He was just happy to be there. He interjected when he could, and then I just remember that genuine shock. And Kirk, he's like, "How old are you?" And he's like, 38. He's like, "What?"
Born in 38?
Yeah, I was just like, "What?" And then he's like, "Oh, yeah, I still go. Well, how do you golf? One-handed. Oh, I'm not gonna do these bits. Like it's not a bit. He can't use his other fucking arm. He's got to golf one-handed."
No,
and he's like, "It's always gonna be something with Joe, always." And it's like, "Yeah, he's got cancer. He's dying."
Yeah, that was the best part. It's always a sad story. It's always a sad story, Joe.
Oh,
Come on.
God.
And I felt bad for Mike. Like Mike can't really see what you guys are talking about. It is wild. That was a wild scene.
Yeah, and I will say the picture he showed from 2 years ago, he looked like a 36-year-old or 35-year-old, however old he was.
Yeah. Oh my
He's
god.
like, oh, he's
Poor
aged
guy.
decades in 2 years. It's brutal.
So what do we anticipate here? I don't know if with live events, Lisa, this was all coming down at the end here, Justin. Is she going to be making more decisions for Barstool Sports and for going forward? Because it seems like everything that's coming up when it comes to everything out with the leases, that they have, the signed leases for the New York offices, and she shut down the cigars in the studio with Roan and the guys, and like just how she handles things. And she's untagging herself in the tweets. Are you guys? It seems like you guys are going to have some fun with her, going into this next week, depending on what's going on with the show. But this is wild, man. What's have you gotten anything else from live events, Lisa, recently here in the last couple hours?
Not really. Just from what I heard on Barstool Live today, that apparently she scrubbed. I don't know if you guys watched Hank's pay-per-view thing.
Tried.
Yeah,
It was bad.
But yeah, it was just a simple joke. It was like apparently Max, one of the producers, farted a lot on the plane.
Oh,
So
it
there's
was
a picture
great story.
of like of threats on planes, threats to flights or something like that. And it was a picture of Osama bin Laden, the mastermind behind 9/11, and Max. Apparently, she said like that's not cool. You should delete that. Blah blah blah. So they did. And from what I can tell from watching Barstool Live, is that like rarely does Big Cat get in like
He was mad.
this is fucked up mode. But like he was like don't tell people to delete jokes here at Barstool. And then like later on in the episode, he got even madder at someone because they ruined the special dozen guest. There was like a salesperson or whatever told Dave that they were getting Brooks Koepka to be the who Dave has beef with for the special dozen guest. So those were times where you see it and like you're like, oh, this is serious, Big Cat right here. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's up to Kirk on what we do with live events, Lisa. So
Yeah.
But I don't know. But who knows? Maybe she is trying to be more. There is a CEO opening in the company, so maybe she's trying to sneak her way in there and kind of make more decisions there.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I hope that works out for her. I don't think it will, but I hope it does. Sheldon, you got any more of those notes over there for a random note?
Yeah. Well, we hardly talked about Mutt, and we all know Mutt is a giant star, and I love Mutt. You'll never hear me
Totally.
say anything bad. So, how long before I won't see him because I live in North Dakota, that Justin runs into him at a Home Depot in New Hampshire? Is that soon, you guys think, or?
Well, I have a Home Depot here in Mansfield that I frequent many a time, so I probably won't go up to New Hampshire. But I will say, I mean, if Mutt wants to get a part-time job, not even necessarily just for money, just for just keep him busy while he continues to do the Mutt stack and grow his thing, I feel like there's nothing wrong with that. It would be good for him. It would be healthy for him to get out of the house and make friends and do things like that. I know it sounds weird, make friends, the guy's in his 40s, but it does give you something to do instead of just, he said he's fixed up his house, he put in a kitchen sink, it earn some extra cash to do something. I have no problem with if Mutt, gets a job at Home Depot or something.
Yeah, I think you said that's the dream. I think, and I think you said that before.
Yeah,
yeah right.
Oh, fuck yeah! Are you kidding me? Just in a Home Depot, part time working. I don't know, maybe like 20 hours a week, just going in and just talking to guys about their lawns and lawnmowers. Oh, you need this. Oh, you don't want this electric piece of shit. They're kind of in on it. Oh, it's like, oh, it would just be like, oh, you need this fertilizer. Oh, you don't want this grass seed. It's very, you need to keep it too wet. We're in for a dry season. You want this grass seed. Oh, it would be the dream.
Yeah. So that's
relaxing, stress-free job,
I've had this debate a little bit with Mutt and the guys. I'm a Home Depot guy. I've gone to Lowe's a few times and had terrible.
Oh, it's not even
close, right? Like Home Depot is miles and miles ahead of Lowe's.
I should have said, I was biting my tongue a little bit during it when he started bringing up Lowe's. I was like, I don't know if I should if I should just kind of get into my like full on like, oh, Justin's a fucking psychopath here, and because he really has a strong take on Home Depot versus Lowe's. But I do, and I'm very much a Home Depot guy. I think Home Depot smells great. I think it has one of the best smells in like of any store. I think it's the customer service is just a lot better, and I just think it's just much better presented.
Miles and miles better. Sheldon, I don't know what you got for out there.
I don't have a Home Depot. I have a Lowe's and I have a Menards, and Menards is king. So
you go to Menards, okay? Yeah, but nobody goes to Lowe's. That's why Ziggy was trying to claim that Lowe's is the place to go, and there's just no way. It's one of his worst takes.
It's gross. Maybe it varies like by like maybe like around you and me, Home Depot's king, but in other places Lowe's is better. But all I know is that if you give me a Lowe's 2 miles from my house and a Home Depot 10 miles from my house, I'm going to Home Depot.
Yeah, that's not even what's going to end up.
I have a friend that goes to both, and he said that he doesn't like to go to Home Depot because they're, let's see, how do I put this? Like the color of the people that are in there scare him.
Oh,
so he goes.
Is your friend Montante or?
Hey, is your friend in the room with us now?
No, it's just me. He'll know when he hears this, and you're welcome.
Is that like me saying who's like, I have a friend who really likes Mountain Dew and really wishes he could drink some Mountain Dew right now, but he's trying to lose some weight.
I don't have a Home Depot. It's not me, damn it.
Speaking of losing weight, Justin, this is now February 8th. How is the clean living, man? How are you doing?
It's tough. It's tough. It's a struggle every day, but just been eating better. I'm still eating like regular meals, but when I said like cutting out shit, like I'm not getting McDonald's, I'm not eating just like chips or just snacking or things like that. But I'll still like go out. Like I did go out with Coleman after we went to Halfway Cafe, and I did get like buffalo chicken mac and cheese. So like I still will like eat, but like it's just kind of more of just like the shit. Like if you just look at it and go, oh, like is that a meal or is that just like side shit?
Okay.
I'm just not eating shit. So
what's the Coleman order in that situation? What does he?
I think he just got a cheeseburger.
Okay.
Fucking double Big Mac. Oh, sounds terrible.
Double Big Mac sounds like a lot of bread and not a lot of
I was thinking that too. I don't think necessarily like I know he thinks like that's a fat person meal and like as a fat person, like that's not
That's not the
like,
meal, bro.
You were
That's not
very
the meal.
upset about that. You're like, that's not a fat guy move. A fat guy
that's not
move
a
is
yeah.
going-
A fat guy move is
there's-
getting like 3 McChickens and 3 McDoubles and like squishing them all together and like saving
Attaboy.
them for later. Or like if you've ever like saved McDonald's fries, that's a fucking fat guy move.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Like a fat guy move. Oh, what was it? I'm just trying to think of another McDonald's fat guy. A fat guy move is like getting as a side chicken nuggets. That's a fucking fat guy move. Getting
Well done.
getting a 10-piece as a side is a fucking fat guy move. Like not their on the menu double Big Mac.
Yeah, that's not. Well done, Justin. Thank you for representing to the fat guys, man. That's awesome.
I'm
Thank
trying.
you. Yeah. So, as fat guys do, like Super Bowl Sunday is coming up. Like, is that going to be a cheat day? Is that a tough day? What are
Oh
we doing?
no. I really don't believe in cheat days, especially right now, because with me, cheat days turn into cheat couple days, which turn into cheat week, which turn into fuck it. I mean, I'm not going to start now, and 6 months go by, and I've regained it back everything.
Right.
But no, I mean, I'll eat something during Super Bowl Sunday,
Okay.
but I obviously won't drink any soda or any juice or anything like that.
Man, stay strong, man. We're rooting
It's
for
fucking
you.
tough. I still have the Mountain Dew in my house. I'm just waiting for.
Yeah,
for it,
how many of those Mountain Dews do you have again? Those red ones, whatever the hell they were.
I have 2 12-packs of those remaining. You can't
are
find
they-
them anymore.
Are they? Because I remember the video. You were stocking them in the fridge, and then you said you were going to lay off them later on. Are they still in the fridge? Are they
No,
still
my
cold?
my brother drank them. My
Okay,
brother and my
good.
dad will come over and drink them. They still drink them. So
Okay, all right. Because I at least they're not tempting you. Like a cold Mountain Dew tempting you is different than a Mountain Dew waiting to get cold, right?
yeah, but I will say every now and then I'll just be like in a gas station. I'll be like, what if this is like, I'm like, oh, I'm like fuck it. Like the voices start talking to me like, oh, what if you just have like one? It's like even like talking about it right now. It's like fuck, I would love a fucking Mountain Dew right now. But I will say one of the things I'm most excited about with Mountain Dew is when I drink it again, I think like the caffeine's actually going to like hit me, because I was getting to a point where I was drinking so much of it where it would be like I needed it to just stay at a certain point where it was like, now I think when I drink it I'll be like, oh, I'm all hyped up on Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
You need to get the Mountain Dew Kickstarters because they're way less calories and there's way more caffeine.
Yeah, I was never a Mountain Dew Kickstarter guy. Never a Mountain
What-
Dew Kickstarter guy.
Did you try every flavor?
Oh, what's
I
the
just-
flavor?
I'm just not a big, like, it's weird. I'm a Mountain Dew guy. I'm not an energy drink guy. Like, I don't like Monsters. I don't like Amps. I don't like, but I don't know. I'm a strange person.
To each their own.
Well, I know there's no way Kirk is listening to us now. If he's
No.
if he's got a problem with me talking about rappers, there ain't no way he's listening to Mountain Dew talk. So good night, Kirk. See you later on your run here. Sheldon, are there any other notes before we get out of here?
Well, I just want to talk about, do you think he went at Daver so hard because he's turning Harry into a version of Daver and Montante?
Oh no! Oh, don't say that. That's like the worst thing you can say to someone about this. That's the biggest insult you could say to Kirk, is if he raised his son to be like Montante, to be a Montante.
Betting on a Lexington high school basketball game, really?
Hey, he didn't take the points though. He didn't take the points, right? So that's okay. It's all right.
Unbelievable.
That's a
Yeah,
wild
I
move.
think it's just a fun way for him and Harry to just, because I mean, like you said, he's not really into sports. He like, when I say he's not really into sports, Kirk has said that he's not really into watching basketball, and if maybe throwing a little juice behind it, and maybe him thinking like, hey, I can get a couple extra V-bucks, or whatever.
Right.
If the Celtics cover, it makes it more interesting. Spend some good time with his dad. That's fine. But no, please. If Harry like wakes up his parents at like 4 a.m. and is like, "Hey, Dad, Chinese tennis is going on right now, and I just took Nin Jinping at -800 to win. And things didn't happen. I need to borrow $300, like whatever Montante has done, then maybe it's time to decide. But I think him and Harry just betting $1 here and there on the Super Bowl or something like that.
That was just a thought I had. That's why I went so hard at Daver.
Yeah, my only hope is maybe Harry could be betting some primes with his buddy, like bet a couple of primes on
that'd
whatever streams they're watching on YouTube, right? Like maybe he can bet a couple of those. Who knows? That's
That'd be good. That'd be something.
I would love that.
And I knew exactly what Kirk and Justin were talking about when you go to like those religious retreats. It's just horny time. They're like, yeah, oh god, I feel this. Oh god, you want to hold hands? Oh geez, I'm touching your ass.
Mine wasn't a religious retreat. It was like a student council retreat. And so it was, but it was still like mostly girls. I loved it, dude. It was like a giant party. It was great. We would have these, like, we would literally have these Mayo workshops where we would go in and we'd talk about, like, I don't know, becoming better leaders, or we would have like these speakers come in. Like, do you guys know the Evolution of Dance guy? He had YouTube videos of where he would like dance to different songs. He came in and he gave us a speech about like being on a struggle bus. It was great. It was just a big giant fucking party. It also was during school. It was like we missed 3 days of school to go party. And, it was awesome. There was a dance the first year I went there, freshman year. I went there and it was just like, I was 14. I had braces. Or maybe I was 15. I was 15 and I had braces. And it was just like, I remember "Country Girl Shake It For Me" came on by Luke Bryan. It was my favorite song for the longest time because it was just like, it was just a great time.
Oh, Luke Bryan, Zach Bryan. What is it? What are the other names that have come up? There's so many of these country guys that I can't keep track of. That's a good one. I like that.
But yeah, no, Kirk was 100% right when he was just like, yeah, you go on this retreat. And then when he said that, then you would see the girls in the hallway, like 2 months later, you fucking changed. And I'm like,
like you're just an asshole.
It's just fucking true. I was like, I would be on that, and I'd be talking with the girls in my school, and they were like, oh, Justin, you're so great, and then they would see you, and they'd be like, wow, Justin, you're a real dick now. And you're like, I don't fucking know. It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
But those were the days. Those were the days.
That's awesome. All right, Sheldon. I'm out of notes, buddy. What else do we got? What do you got, Justin?
Sheldon, I will say in the DM for this chat beforehand, you said you were holding back. What did you mean by that?
What part was it? Oh, it was about stop trying to get Kirk to mow his fucking grass. Like these people that want to watch Kirk do regular chores and like cut his grass and garden and all that shit. He doesn't want to do it. The show's been on since 2019. He's always said he doesn't want to do it. Quit fucking bringing it up. He ain't going to do it. You're not going to make him do it. Nobody wants to see him do it. Fucking get over it. All of you people. You all know who you are. Get over it.
I don't know. I mean, I think him doing this show with David Portnoy and Ryan Whitney, sure, that's great. I'm sure more people will listen. What he really needs to tap into is he needs to get down, get some Roundup, go through his driveway, and just spray it down for weeds. I think a 2-hour stream of Kirk spraying down weeds would really elevate the show to the next level. But no, Mayo always has these. He's weird. I will, whenever I think of Mayo, I think of the bad parts of Mayo. I think one. I think of when he told Coleman and Gus that they did not deserve their Black Friday bonus. That went up my ass sideways. Yeah. And 2, I think of him in all earnesty saying to Kirk, "Have you ever thought about recording one of your therapy sessions and putting it out to the public?" I just think of like that is the not advice, but the take of a madman.
Oh, totally. Mayo I love, but also, he doesn't listen to the show. He only is listening to the show to hear. Hopefully, he comes up on the show.
I think when it drops, he might go 30 seconds. Like which I've done before. I'm like, well, especially when the show wasn't on YouTube, and you're a part of it. You're like, fuck. If it's 2 hours in, and I'm somewhere in there, I think he might skim through it and go, oh, when do you think Mayo's getting brought up?
Yeah. He's only listening for his name.
Oh, he came in today and he sat down. He's like, here we are. He's like, it's the Mayo show.
Yeah,
he does. He is from the guests I've seen come in studio. Oh, he loves to chat beforehand too. At one point, I was like, okay, guys, let's save a little something for the show here. Like let's not get everything. Like sorted out pre-show. I mean, I was like, that's a good point. And then he would just like go on in another tangent.
He just keeps going. There's no way he's going to stop talking. It's not possible. His wife must have to tell him that all the time. Like everything does come back to Mayo all the time. Like it can't be just on KMS. There's just simply no way. He is all about himself. And I love him. I know others don't like him. I love him. I can't stop loving him. He's a crazy person, and he loves Jack Reacher like I love Jack Reacher. I just
I
don't
even
know.
what that is. So.
I don't even know
Jack,
how I'm gonna.
Jack Reacher. Am I correct in saying that there were movies made by Jack Reacher and there's a TV series?
Yes. So original. The books are very good.
Obviously,
So,
yeah, I know it's a book series,
but the TV show is more like the books. And then the movies, Tom Cruise took it over and
Yes.
wanted to be Jack Reacher, even though he shouldn't have been because he doesn't fit the bill. But I did enjoy the first Jack Reacher with Tom Cruise. The second one was awful. So
yeah, I know. It was Tom Cruise with the movies, and then it's what's his face in the TV series.
yeah, what is it, Blue Mountain State or whatever that is that he was on?
Thad Castle, right?
Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah, so he does love that, but he loves apparently your Star Wars takes, Justin. You've been called out by everyone.
Okay. Not my Star Wars takes. Let's get this this straight right here. It's not my Star Wars takes. It's the fact I'm into the Star Wars universe. I don't like the behind the scenes. Oh, this happened. There was some production trouble going on with this. Sure. I do know a little bit about that, but I've just when I watch Empire, I don't need to know the magic behind it. I just like the magic itself. I guess I will say it is pretty stupid for me not to know the directors of even right now. I put a gun to my head. I couldn't tell you who directed Empire or directed Return of the Jedi. Okay. But those are one of those things like Kirk just is the best at. He can tell you who directed fucking like Ratatouille or something like right. That's just what he knows. Like even movies like he shouldn't know. He just right. knows. So obviously he's going to know Return of the Jedi. But I will stand by my take that I enjoy the prequels more than I enjoy the original trilogy and the sequel trilogy. And I know that's a wild take. I know the originals are better movies, period. But I enjoy when I go to sleep at night and I'm dreaming about Star Wars, I'm dreaming about the prequel era, I'm dreaming about Darth Maul, I'm dreaming about the Clone Wars, dreaming about the Droid Army. It's just like the era I go to.
Go off, King. I'm with you. I'm riding with you. Listen, I can go with that. I love those movies too. I'm down for that. I don't like that part of where George Lucas with his writing, or I don't even know if it was his writing, but just his dialogue when it came to dealing with the love story. Like it just felt like I didn't like any of that. But it is what it is, man. It's Star Wars. Who cares? Like Darth Maul is fucking an amazing villain. So I celebrate that. I'm good with that.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like obviously the love story between, which is crazy to say this, Han, Leia, and Luke is better than Padme and Anakin's love story or anything like that. But I don't know. It was just it's the best, and I'd like to think I know a little bit. But
well, listen, we're rooting for you. Like I don't want to see.
We'll see. Like I will. Kirk said today, and Kirk was right. The odds must be like minus. I would say probably minus 340 in Jeff Delo's favor right now.
Well, I think Harry can probably bet on that. I think he'll bet on you. Who knows? Listen, guys, we've done it all. We've done Star Wars. We've done Mountain Dew. We've done everything else. Is there anything else before we get out of here?
I got nothing.
That's it. Justin,
thank you. Thank you, Red, for having me on. Sheldon, thank you as well. Thank you to Ziggy for doing this. Thank you to VD, Blind Owl, and Little People Big World Guy for doing the rundown last week and providing great content for the show. I really appreciate that. But yeah, no, I got nothing. Appreciate it. Sorry for my technical shitting the bed early on, but yeah, I don't know, my computer just like overheated or something like that.
There was a Coleman question in there I had for you. Your answer was great, and we're never going to hear it, and I'm good with that. That was awesome.
What was it? What did you ask? Oh, you asked if you...
No. Just leave it. Hey, mystery.
Leave
just
it,
leave it.
Leave it.
Fine. Totally fine.
Perfect.
You slammed Coleman in that, though. It was great. It was fantastic. So,
oh yeah, ripped him to shreds.
Yeah, got him. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
See you.
Thanks.